So the fine tuning begins. It's just basically what you'll be doing is looking at your model once you've gotten it to this point and say, okay, well, what works and what doesn't work? What's exactly what I wanted and what isn't what I wanted, and how do I have to modify things in order for that goal to be achieved? Now you can see, remember, I totally forgot to put in a powder room and a closet. So notice how these walls don't line up. So I'm going to use the align tool and line those two lines up, because we want the gypsum board to line up all the way. That's causing a problem over here now, which if you see, if I bring this up, see they don't line up anymore. So if pardon me, I tried to pause the recording before that sneeze came, but I couldn't do it. So if I move this wall over, then look what's going to happen up here. That dimension is not going to be correct. So that's some little fine tuning that's going to have to happen. And I think that the way that that does happen is that I just make this wall a little bit wider. So whatever that wall is right now, I'll have to make it 85 1/28 of an inch wider. So that's why I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll come back to it. There's a lot of things that we'll just come back to as we fine tune things. But all right, so first of all, let's make that 6 feet, because that's a better dimension. And then let's make that 13 feet. You can see how easy this is in Revit. And then that's 11.6, so that's fine. Let's see, I'm thinking about the countertop. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I really like 12 feet in there. That would be 2 feet for a countertop, 3 feet for a walkway, 2 feet for an island, 3 feet for a walkway, and 2 feet. So that would be 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. So 2 and 3 is 5, and 2 is 7, and 3 is 10, and 2 is 12. So this really needs to be 12 feet at a minimum, but 3 feet is really tight for, so I'm going to add another foot on both sides. So I'll have to make this 14 feet. Now, that may not have made any sense at all, but it did make sense to me. And when I come back and start laying out the island and the countertops in there, that hopefully will make a little bit more sense to you. Okay. So I can live with this. This is, I'm going to click on this guy. I'm going to say edit the witness line, and that allows me to continue the dimension. So it's 5'11", not the best, but it is just a powder room, a backhaul lab even. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit right here. And now here, this is definitely an issue. I'm going to line this wall up with that guy, and I'm still not happy with that because this is part of the kitchen and I need, we said 5, 10, 14, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, that's what we need. So, all right. Well, let's measure this. And actually, I'll have to dimension it to get the right numbers here. So let's go from here to here. So if I add another 10 inches to here, if I take all of this and just move it over 10 more inches, that's better. Okay. Now, that's still, still don't think it lines up. I think that was, So I'm off by 1.25 inches here. Again, I can make this wall just a little bit thicker in order to line up with that. So for now, I'm going to assume that that's the solution. This wall and this wall don't line up, but this wall is more in this direction than the face of this wall is. So, and if I just bring this up forward here, you can see that if I made this wall just a little bit thicker, then those gypsum boards would line up. So I like that. I'll bring that back. Bring that down to here. And then for now, it's not perfect. Now, I want to maintain an even number right here. So with this wall continuing up here, and then this continuing up there, if I move this over, I guess I could move it over a little bit, but I'll just make it a little bit thicker right here, from here to here, and it should be okay. So now, all right, okay. All right, so now it's time to, of course, save it. And then I'm just going to go back in and start modifying. So let's click on this guy and say create similar. Now I'll just start right here, come across to there. Okay, so that's going to be possibly the beginning of my hallway. If I say, I think copying is easier in this case. And then I'd really like this to be 6 feet wide. That's not going to work, is it? So let's make it 5 feet wide for now. I want it to be 6 feet though. So let's move it this way by a foot. Okay. The reason I want it to be 6 feet is I will probably have double doors into the library. And so this will be an opening, and then we'll have double doors, and then this is the fancy powder room. Okay. Another thing I like about that is I really don't like having your guests walk out of a powder room immediately into some sort of public space. I call it public space. So this is nice because they'll come out of the powder room into this little hallway, and then they'll come into the actual public space of the building or the house. Okay, I like that. So let's split this guy up here. Again, we have this really cool tool, create similar. I'll pull that in right there for now. Remember I said one of these is a butler's pantry where there'll be countertops on both sides and a walkway, and a walkway in the middle. And that's where you'll walk through from the kitchen to the dining room. So notice I'm going from the face to the center line of that wall because I want to use this command right here, which is equal, EQ. If I click on that, that equalizes them. So now they're equidistant away from. So the distance from here is the same as the distance to here. Okay. So there's my butler's pantry and my walk-in pantry now. Kitchen, the kitchen this might extend farther that way or not. And then down here, let's see, I need, we'll use that create similar tool. And I'm going to want at least 3, maybe 4 feet between there so that I can have a door coming in and some returns on both sides of the door. And those returns are where the casing would go. All right, so I like this pretty well. We've got a little powder room here. What's the distance this way? 6 feet, so 4, yeah, okay, so that might work. Now, I have the ability to move these, this guy probably won't want to move out or back that way. I have the ability to change the offset here. It doesn't have to be one boring straight line all the way across, but for now I will do that. All right, so I'm happy with everything except, um, let's see, what's this distance right here? So I would need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 1 foot 10. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to put some backhaul stairs in there. So I'm going to delete this guy. And so I'll show you how to draw stairs now. Architecture, stairs. Now this is a simple straight stair. Well, let's see. I'm going to draw a line that represents the right-hand side of the stairs. Okay. There's not going to be any offset, and I'll make the stairs 42 inches wide. That's kind of narrow, but I'll do that. And where are we going to start? We're going to start on the first floor. And where are we going to stop? We're going to stop on the second floor. So we'll go from the first floor to the second floor. I've just given the constraints of what I want the stairs to do. So now I'll just draw the stairs in. Boom. Now we have the stairs, and I can accept that with the green check mark, and there's my stairs now. So I'll be able to come in the back hall or the back way, and then bam, go right up to the second floor if I wanted to. It'd be nice to be able to go down to the basement. Maybe we'll come in here and go down to the basement. I might want to move that just a little bit. That's going to have to, I'll definitely flex that later on, fix that. All right, so now I've got my 2 sets of stairs, and I have, I can probably still make this guy work. So let's see if we can do that. We'll click on here. We'll say, we're going to click on this guy and say create similar. I'm going to put that wall. I think I can put that wall underneath. So I just moved it out of the way so I can click here and here and say, okay, there's my wall below. And then I'll modify this guy. I'm going to take this wall again. And so I'm trying to grab it. There it is. I'll copy that straight up to here. And again, now I'm going to go to the center line of this wall, and then the face of this wall, and then use that equal button. And let's see. So I hit escape, I delete it, and Revit says, okay, you're trying to unconstrain. So I just say, okay. All right, now let's put a dimension in there just to see what we have. I'm in here. 8 feet's probably enough. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, yeah, 8 feet's fine. So if I needed to, I could steal some space out of the pantry. We don't really need it 8 feet wide. So if the butler's pantry wasn't really big enough to get through, but I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have a 4-foot walkway and 2 foot counters on both sides. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's fine. If I wanted to, I think 4 feet is wide enough, but if I wanted to make it a little wider, I could steal a little space by moving this wall down, because the pantry is certainly large enough. All right, so now here's my dilemma, or here's my problem that I'm looking at, and this is what I don't like, and that's that I don't have a closet, a back hall closet. The kids come home from hockey practice, they got all their gear, they're going to throw that into the closets. You've got your shoes and your jackets and your coats and your mittens and your gloves and your hats. So we really, when we're coming in from here, we really need a nice closet. So I'm going to put one right here. Create similar. Just come across here and then make that all a closet. So if we measure here, 6 feet is the minimum, but I want to make it a little wider just to be safe. So I'm going to make that 8 feet. And the reason I can do that is because I can make this, let's see how much is left right here. for the door to get in. I need at least 3 foot. I need at least 4. Oh, geez, I don't even have anywhere near that. Okay, so I really want this guy to be 4 feet. Okay, so we'll make that 4 feet. All right, and so now this guy's getting a little tight. So like I said, I can move this out. So let's see what we have here for the laundry room. So I want a 2 foot countertop and a 4 foot walkway. I want a minimum of a 2 foot island, 4 foot walkway, and another 2 foot countertop. So that's 2, 4, 6, 10, 14. So I need at least 14 feet in here. So let's grab this guy and we'll copy him down here. And then we can get rid of this guy and we'll come in, we'll put in a nice little dimension right here. And we're looking for 14 feet. So I guess I'd really rather have a bigger island in the middle because it's a it could be a folding island. So I'm going to make that 16 feet. It's a stacked wall, so we have to activate the dimension. I'll make it 16 feet even. Now, when I put this wall in, I might have to change it again. So I can pull this guy back to here, unjoin the elements. This guy really comes back to here now. Yep, I like that. And now my powder room gets a little bit, back hall lab gets a little bit bigger, which is fine. How wide is this hallway right here? Yeah, I could probably put a little bench in here somewhere so that we could sit on it when we come in and take off our boots and stuff. But here's the question now. All right, so we're gonna, let's copy this guy because he's already rotated. So I'm gonna just copy this guy over to here. We'll clean these edges up right now. We'll clean these edges up right now. And then I'll use the align tool to just bring this guy back to right there. Not sure why that's, there we go, that's a little bit better. All right, so let's save it. And let's take a look and see if everything's, I'm happy about everything now. Outer room, we're back all loud. Entrance from the garage. Laundry room is right here. This is the closet, the back hall closet, which you generally need a pretty large back hall closet, especially if you have a lot of kids. All right. So this looks good. This is my family room now. This is my kitchen, the breakfast nook, butler's pantry, walk through, pantry, walk into. And now we can get upstairs if we want to. And I think I'll be able to go downstairs from here. So I'll be able to get in downstairs from there. So that's nice. This is the dining room. Maybe a little bit shy here on the 14 feet, but we'll leave it like that. All right. So then I have this is going to be a walk-through here into the office. Okay. This is the foyer. It feels a little bit bigger than it really is, I think, because it's really not that big of a foyer. But I've incorporated the space here. And actually, this is going to be the foyer back to this point because we have the stairs that are going down is this way, up is this way. And the great room. Good start, definitely. So we'll save it again.